Hello everybody and welcome back to How to Sublimate. What we're going to look at today is probably one of the most popular sublimation products you're going to come across, and that is your standard 11-ounce mug. I know we did a couple of videos on these back in the day, but I just wanted to bring it up to speed for 2023 and do one of these mugs, especially now because we've got the Prima single mug presses in, the whole Prima range of mug presses. So what we're going to do is I'm going to show you how to do one of these mugs in this press. So when you get your mug, it comes in a box like this. The only time you won't get one in a box, individually boxed, is if you actually order pallet quantities, at which point they come unboxed because the guys in production don't want to be taking them out of boxes basically. So in your box, and then you've got plastic bag around your mug, and there is the mug itself. Yeah. So what we're going to do is I've got some artwork off Victoria that we're going to pop on this mug today. We'll get it printed, we'll get it taped on, and then we'll get it in the mug press. Okay, so we've got our print there. As you see, we've just cut that off the big sheet. And what we're going to do is we're going to put it on the mug. Now, the first thing I do want to say is about the temperature of your mugs. If they're kept outside in a garage or in a shed or in a warehouse like we've got here, they can be absolutely freezing cold and they will hold the cold as well. So I would say you want to bring them in and let them warm up before you start pressing them. You can pre-press them in the mug press, give them a little blast in the mug press, and that will sort of deal with that. But best advice, if you just want to get on with printing your mugs, is to bring them in either the night before or a couple of hours before into the nice warm area, just so they're room temperature. Obviously they're not hot, I can hold them no problem, they're just, you know, sort of up to room temperature, so that we're not going to get any issues with the cold. It can lead to fading and other problems, so we just want to avoid that. The other little tip I've got is, in order to line up the print on the mug, what you want to do is actually chock up the mug handle. So you see there, I'm just using a couple of bits of Nomex, like that, but you can use little bits of wood, little bits of metal, whatever you want really, just to chock up that handle so you're actually looking at you down on your mug square on. If your mug's like that, it can be quite difficult to line up a print properly. Some people will hold it up in front of them or whatever, but if you want to do it on a bench, I'll just prop that up like that, and I'm looking straight down on the print. I'm going to bring it over my tape, and then we're just going to tape the design onto the mug where we want it. So I'm going to go there like so, and because this is just a little design, I'm just going to tape it. There we go. Try and get it as straight as you can. It can be a little bit difficult to see, but you can normally see through the back of the sublimation paper. There we go. So yep, so that looks pretty straight to me. I'll double check it, I'll pick it up and I'll double check it before we put it in the press. Yeah, I think we're ready to go. Let's get it in the press. Alright, so for these 11-ounce mugs, what we're going to be doing is, and these settings as well, by the way, work for all of the 11-ounce mugs, so whether they've got the coloured handles or, you know, the brightly coloured ones, these are the same settings, so that's something to bear in mind. I've got 185 degrees for 185 seconds. You know, your mug press may vary depending on what you've got, but for these presses, this is what we've found works the best, and it's a pretty good starting point for any of the others as well. So we're up to temperature. Let's get the mug and get it in there. With our design on the mug and the press up to temperature, it's time to get the mug in there. So first thing you're going to want to do when you're doing this is to test your pressure. You can do this at this point. It's not going to cause any major problems if you have to adjust it with the transfer on there. Just make sure you don't lift the transfer paper. So as long as that's taped down properly, you shouldn't have much of a problem. So we're going to pop that in there, like so. You want your handle facing straight up, because that's going to kind of come through between while you close your press. Then we're just going to shut that down a little bit. Now you can adjust this while you're doing it. Yeah, you see that's fine. So what you want is you want nice firm pressure, but you don't want to crush your mug. You just want it to make sure that it's not loose in there. So you can't wiggle that. It's fine. If you do need to adjust your pressure on these presses, and this is very similar for most models of presses, there's normally a screw at the back that lets you sort of adjust how tight that's going to hold it. But that's in there. With the handle closed, the timer's starting to count down. We'll come back to it when it's finished and we'll see what results we get. Right, so that's about to finish. Beep tells us it's done. We just want to open that there. Now you will be able to grab your mug by the handle. That won't be too hot because that's been outside of the press. And then we want to get the print off as quickly and as smoothly as we can. So it's just get your nail in there like so. And then we pull that off like that. So we'll get that over to the bench and we can have a proper look at it. Alright, and there we go. That is it. It's really straightforward to do mugs. I know a lot of people can get a bit hung up on mugs, and sort of when it's not going right and you're wasting mugs, it can get a bit stressful. But that should give you a really good grounding on how to get these right. They are by far and away the most popular products we sell, and it's kind of, they are the sort of what you think of when you think of sublimation. There you go. That's the 11-ounce mug. Stick with the channel. We've got loads more stuff coming. If there's anything you want to see, as always, get it in the comment section below, and we will have a look at it and we'll add it to the production list. But yeah, thanks for joining us, everybody, and keep sublimating.